Hi everyone, JD here. I felt the need to share this in the podcast feed itself in case you don't see it on social media. I have made the decision to cancel Stick to Shorts because I feel that I have to. Maybe not forever, but certainly for the foreseeable future. It's a very sad thing since I love this podcast so dearly, but I don't have it in me to keep it up. Some of you may know that my health has been poor since last summer. In any given day, I only have a few hours when I'm functional, and I never know for sure when they're going to be or how long they'll last. So, if my treatment starts working and my situation changes, I look forward to revisiting the project someday because I was really looking forward to the next few dozen episodes. I'm pleased with the foundation that I built for anything I could do pertaining to classic animation in the future. With the 10 episodes that have been produced so far. It's been good. It's been really special. Before I go, I want to take this moment to thank all of the amazing guests who have made this show possible. Becca Petunia, Anthony Strand, Christy O, Ryan Rowe, Joe Hennis, Danny Horn, and Tori Schmidt. I want to give special thanks and an apology to those amazing guests who took the time to record episodes with me that remain unfinished and unpublished. Louis Pearlman, David Levy, and Sprout, along with Tori, Danny, and Christy again. I am incredibly grateful for the fun conversations we had, and I hope someday I can find a good way to share them with the world. I also want to give a special shout out to Danny Horn for basically taking on an executive producer role for this show and more in its, as the project was nearing, I guess now I know, its end. He jumped in to do some writing to help with a timeline of events so I could get the history sorted out, all kinds of things. So thank you very much, Danny. For listeners who want to hear more classic animation talk, you actually have a lot of options, far more than I realized when I started this podcast. For Looney Tunes podcasts, you've got Of Course You Realize This Means Podcast, and That's Not Quite All, Folks. Those cover all things pertaining to the Looney Tunes franchise, classic and modern. For a highly detailed walkthrough of the Looney Tunes cartoons in their classic era, check out Anthony's Animation Talk on YouTube or in your podcast app. He's doing an episode on each and every classic Looney Tunes short, a huge undertaking. And on top of that, he covers a few more cartoons from other studios, and he interviews experts about classic animation history. The podcast Cartoon X-Ray covers one classic cartoon short that can be from any studio in each episode. And if I had found it before I started Stick to Shorts, I probably wouldn't have made a podcast with the same premise. It's what I was looking for. Ray Pointer, the Max Fleischer historian, now has a sort of podcast audiobook hybrid about the history of the Fleischer Studio. That's a terrific resource. It is behind a paywall, but that's because it's on the Patreon, supporting Fabulous Fleischer Cartoons Restored, the people doing the much-needed Fleischer cartoon restorations that you may have seen. I strongly recommend taking this opportunity to support them. Thank you to all the listeners who have been supportive of Stick to Shorts. It really means a lot to me. For what it's worth, I am going to continue learning all I can about classic animation, so I would ask you please not unfollow me everywhere on social media in case I post some blog posts or other small projects when I'm able. Somehow, someday, we will find a way to continue our trip through Toontown. Until then, please remember, the next time you make a podcast, stick to shorts. So long, folks.